been nearly 3 weeks since the assassination of Haiti's president in his home. Ever since, there's been a lot of unanswered questions about the investigation. Tonight, in a CNN exclusive report, you'll see how those who should be granted access to the crime scene have been kept away and have even received death threats. The story now from CNN's Matt Rivers.
CNN has obtained a copy of a previously unseen formal complaint filed with Haiti's National Police in which several Haitian court clerks, key figures in criminal investigations, detail the death threats they've received in the past few weeks. "Hey clerk, you can wait for a bullet in your head. They gave you an order and you keep on doing," read one text message. The threat comes from someone anonymous, angry that the clerk has not followed certain instructions about whom and what to investigate.
The threats appear to be just one startling example of what appear to be consistent patterns of intimidation and a failure to follow procedure throughout the investigation into the president's death. CNN has spoken to multiple sources close to the investigation who detailed what they believe are clear attempts to block investigators and therefore the public from finding out more about who killed the president and why.
Starting just a few hours after the assassination, around 7 a.m. outside the presidential residence. Sources tell CNN multiple court clerks were kept outside a police perimeter for more than 3 hours after arriving, even while other law enforcement was inside. Normally, experts on Haiti's legal system say clerks enter a crime scene right away to officially document any evidence and to take statements from key witnesses per Haitian law.
It's unclear why in this case they were delayed, but when they eventually did make it into the presidential residence just down the street behind me, sources tell us that not one of the roughly 24 or so guards present at the time of the assassination were still there, meaning no witness statements were immediately taken.
Later on that day, there was a fierce gunfight between Haitian security forces and some of the alleged assassins at this building. Multiple suspects were killed, all of whom were Colombian. Sources close to the investigation tell us court clerks were not immediately allowed into the shootout scene, which would have been filled with evidence, including, we're told, the bodies of the dead Colombians. In an official document filed with Haiti's top prosecutor, clerks describe examining the bodies not here at the shootout site, but here, outside of an office building just down the road. That suggests the bodies had been removed from the crime scene before being processed. No official explanation of why that happened was given.
Where is the leadership of Haiti?
A few days later, authorities start to zero in on this man, Christian Emmanuel Sanon, as someone who allegedly recruited and helped organize some of these men seen here. The large group of Colombians and several Americans Haitian officials allege carried out this crime. We haven't heard from them publicly. A source close to the investigation previously told CNN Sanon told investigators he is innocent. It was around this time that the anonymous phone calls started. According to the official complaint filed with police obtained by CNN, clerks received multiple threatening phone calls telling them to stop investigating 2 suspects in the case and remove them from their reports. According to the complaint, the calls were followed by this text message, quote, "They told you to stop going around searching people's houses in the president assassination case and you refused. You've been told to take out 2 names and you refused. We're watching you." Sources close to the investigation tell us the clerks were also told to add unrelated names to their reports, people who had no clear connection to the crime. It's unclear who made any of the calls or sent the text messages. And then there's what happened with the FBI. Special agents from the Bureau, invited in by Haiti's government, went to the presidential residence about 2 weeks ago to collect evidence. Sources tell us the agents managed to find a lot, including the megaphone used here. This is from the night of the assassination, where one of the suspects is keeping people away from the scene by claiming it was all a DEA operation, something the agency and Haitian officials repeatedly denied that it was. Sources tell CNN FBI agents were a little surprised to find so much evidence still at the crime scene and left wondering why Haitian authorities hadn't already collected it. Those sources added they do expect the FBI will have continued access to evidence that they requested.
And Matt Rivers joins us now. Have authorities commented about these death threats?
We've reached out to multiple government agencies, Anderson. Only one person got back to us, Haiti's top prosecutor, who would only say he would try and improve the security for some of these investigators. We've talked about this for weeks now. Even after all that reporting that we just laid out, what don't we have, Anderson? A motive for the reason why the president was killed, a mastermind behind that operation. What we do have, though, is what very much appears to be a coordinated effort to keep some of those people who are seeking the truth from finding it.